All right, John, man, we've had so many great conversations this week. This one is going to be great. We're talking vVols, baby.
That's right. Viva Las vVols, right?
It's
Way to go.
It's storage time, and I brought the storage party hat.
Yeah,
So
there you go. So, yeah, we've got two gentlemen from the core storage team. We've got it from technical marketing, our good friend Jason Massae. Jason, welcome.
Thanks, man. Glad to be back on again.
Yeah, and we've also got from product management for core storage in VMware, Naveen. Naveen, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks a lot. Great to be here.
okay, so can we map out what all is core storage? Because in my mind, it's like, okay, core storage and storage land is things that are not DRAS and not vSAN, but it's because it's easier than like listing all 14 things. But can we take a shot at listing what all is?
Well, we've got a
consider
product
core
manager
storage?
on the call, so why not, right?
And
Yeah.
Naveen, I'll let you take that one.
Thanks, Jason. Yeah, so I get this question a lot, right? So basically, code storage also has things on the infrastructure side, right? So which is common for vSAN, vVol, or even VMFS. So let's talk NVMe. Anything that is done above the driver, all the layers that are in the storage stack also is code storage today, including the multipathing plugin or the PSA, what we call it.
PSA, okay.
So that is the infrastructure, and then on top of that we have the protocols, transports, which is FC, RDMA, iSCSI, right? FCOE also. And-
FCOTR, all the good
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then the file system, which we have the traditional VMFS, and on the file side we have NFS, and the storage solution is vVol. We also have clustering. By the way, a lot of folks don't know that core storage also has clustering included. So any customer using external storage and using storage as the fencing mechanism, that is also core storage today.
Okay.
So like traditionally where you would have used an RDM, instead you can just do that through the storage stack itself.
Right, and by the way, RDM is also core storage, if it is on the external storage.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, VMware Explorer this week. What are the big announcements as it pertains to core storage in general?
So the biggest one, you were actually just talking about RDMs, and so one of the most common use cases, right, is clustered applications.
Yeah.
Stuff like Microsoft WSFC or Oracle Rack. So this week we're finally announcing the last, I guess you could say, nail in the coffin for RDMs, is that you can now hot extend shared disks, for example, that are using in WSFC on vVols.
Oh, really?
Yay.
Yes.
Oh, that's been a long time coming.
It has been a long time coming, so we're really excited about that. Got a lot of announcement blogs around that, but it's one of the things that customers have been asking us for quite a while, and probably even early when you were here today. It was customers.
What are the use cases for that they've been really asking for that for?
Right, when customers were using shared applications, something that would require that SCSI 3 persistent reservation or multi-writer, and they need to extend the disk while that clustered application is online.
Yeah.
That was one thing that RDMs had over vVols. Well, as of this week, that's no longer the case. So you can now extend those shared disks within vSphere. You don't even have to go to the array, which is something that you have to do still with RDMs.
Yeah.
So now it's all done within the vSphere administrator. So it makes it a lot easier. And I've got demos and all kinds of, so the blog will actually have a quick demo show.
I'm gonna start updating my database templates. These DBAs who are demanding 8 terabyte volumes for every database because it's too painful to extend. No. I'm sorry, Bob. You're getting a 500 gig disk. Deal with it.
Right.
We'll expand it later if you need it.
So yeah, that's one of the big announcements. We've also got some more features around Kubernetes storage.
Okay.
So supporting SV motion for persistent volumes is another one that's a big one that we're going to announce.
That was something that was shocking to me, learning that Kubernetes, basically if you moved where the VMDK files were, it got very angry. Like it was not something that it liked. And so you could hack around it with data store clusters or use vVol namespaces or just put everything in the entire company on one NFS mount, I guess. But it's nice to see that we've got that portability underneath.
And then there's a lot of NVMe. So, I mean, vVols and NVMe over Fabrics has really been where we've been focusing. And, Naveen's been working, the team has just been doing a lot of incredible work on NVMe over Fabrics. So we've got NVMe over TCP, NVMe over FC, and then NVMe with RDMA. So maybe, Naveen, you want to talk about some of the stuff that we're going to announce
Right. So NVMe is an area on the infrastructure side, as I was speaking, we are focusing on. And NVMe we released with VMFS in the past. Now we are doing NVMe vVol. We did it with FC to begin with. Now we are also covering TCP. And moving forward, we also have plans of doing stretch cluster with NVMe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's something that another one that customers have asked for is, they want that Metro storage cluster, but they want it with vVols.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, these are all things you can see that there's a lot of work being done on vVols.
Yeah, we were talking to Pure Storage, big vVols partner, and it was funny because as we know, Cody Hosterman, who was doing a session with you this week on,
we've got a session.
The core storage best practices.
Yep.
What is the title of the session?
Yeah, it's core storage best practices for NVMe and vVols.
Nice, yeah. We were reminiscing about the fact that several years ago, history lesson, we would do similar sessions at VMworld back then,
yep.
and have like a customer panel, but it would be tricky to find customers early days, right? Because everybody was so new and trying to figure it out, and not the case anymore. So apparently Pure Storage, it was more about who, in fact, he was going to invite to the panel because he had so many great customer stories about vVols. So it seems like the area is changing in terms of customers. Have you had that experience?
Yeah, so that's what Naveen and Cody are doing that session.
So we in fact have a customer panel session on vVols. This time we have 3 customers, Cody and I doing the panel with them.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. So what have been, catch me up with vVols, what have been the key customer asks these days? Like, where is it in terms of, I know you speak to a lot of customers about vVols, so like...
Stretch cluster. Stretch cluster, we have been supporting it with VMFS for a long time. Now they need it with vVols too, and it is in the works. It is happening.
Okay. You're a product manager. Can you give us an exact date, please? I'm kidding.
No. He can give us a date, October. He's not going to tell you what year, but October.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
There you go.
I like that.
Yeah, I think the 2 probably most requested features were hot extending shared disk.
Yes.
And the stretch clusters.
Wait, we're putting in feature requests now? Because I've got mine.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, gentlemen, I know there's been a lot of great support. You've been doing great videos. There's a lot of great announcement blogs. We'll be sure to leave all links to those on the show notes of the podcast. I want to thank you guys for joining us on Virtually Speaking, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
All right.